Ready to begin? Make sure we're on. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so last week we were learning in the we learned the Dvar Malchus on Yutes and Chav Kislev. The Rebbe was explaining the shaychus of Yutes Kislev to Mashiach, that not only it's because of Fatas Maayon, because the Rebbe was bringing all the Perushim in Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. Pada B'Shalom Nafshi is L'chatchila said by David HaMelech about his Nitzachim. It also refers to Pada B'Shalom Nafshi to the Pediyah of the ultimate job of David HaMelech as David Malka Mashiach, that he finally has his Pediyah to redeem the Jewish people and complete his work. Then there is the Inyan, so we have the Alter Rebbe's Pediyah, when the Pada B'Shalom Nafshi of Yutes Kislev, and David HaMelech, and twice David HaMelech in the past, David HaMelech in the future. Finally, this that the Eibishter says, that when a person davens with a minyan and is Oisek and Torah and Gemilas Chasadim, it's as if they redeemed me. Pada B'Shalom Nafshi is referring to the Shekhinah, me and my children, me and the Jewish people. So the Rebbe basically explained how the four are connected, beginning with the Alter Rebbe's Giyula is Afatzas HaMaayon, which that brings Mashiach, which that redeems the Jewish people, and the Shekhinah, so all four are really connected. But even deeper than that, the Rebbe says that the Pada B'Shalom Nafshi of the Alter Rebbe, which is the ability for him to spread Chassidus, that itself is Mashiach, because Mashiach is Umala Aretz Deus Hashem, and the world is filled with godly knowledge, and that's the redemption of the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is in Golus because everybody ignores her. We're all created by the Shekhinah, but no one recognizes her, so she's trapped in the world. When the world is so overwhelmed with the powerful revelation of the Shekhinah, ad kedei kach, that it almost doesn't allow you to see the world. The world is kamayim leyam chasim, so that's the ultimate expression of the Shekhinah. So it's the opposite of Galus and also to the Jewish people. When we are able to come the closest to Hashem and experience Hashem in the highest, deepest way, like it's going to be when Mashiach will come, so that's the redemption. That's Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. Then the Rebbe explained that the second half of the pasuk as well, Berabim Hoyo Imodi, is explaining how you get Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. Berabim, why was it Pada B'Shalom Nafshi? Because Berabim Hoyo Imodi. So the Rebbe's amazing explanation. Berabim means when Yidden are not living in Eretz Yisroel as one. We are scattered across the entire world, across the diaspora, and we're mamish. Yidden is like the lashon of the Megillah, mefuzar and mefoyred bein ha'amim, everywhere on all types of levels of connection and so on and so forth. But we're saying that even in this scattered state of galus, hayyimadi, they are. David HaMelech says they are with me, which means they are with David Malka Mashiach. And that's because of their Yechidah Shebenefesh. Their Yechidah Shebenefesh is totally unified with the Yechidah Shebenefesh of the Jewish people, which is Mashiach Tzidkenu. And being that we were always together with him, our spark of Yechidah was always together with him, so that enables there should be Pada B'Shalom Nafshi, that the redemption, because in the opposite, the Rebbe says, I remember now, I'm sorry, I didn't really get to prepare today. I had a lot of things, so I didn't, just refreshing my mind of what we learned last week, that it works two ways. Through our unification with Mashiach Tzidkenu, we're all connected deeply to him. And Mitzad Sheni, because from that singular oneness of Hayei Madi, of Mashiach, who is one with Hashem Echad, and he's Yechidah, he's Makabel from Yechidah Shel Olam, we channel back that oneness into the diaspora, into the spread out people. We're all spread out across the world, and we then can bring the entire world into the oneness of Hashem Echad. So we unify all of creation. Everything becomes unified. That's the idea. Then the Rebbe went on to say in Perek Daled that this year there's an extra emphasis on Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. And remember, if I told you that year and this year are exactly the same kind of a year. Why are they so? Why do we have Pada B'Shalom Nafshi? Why are they so equal? The Pada B'Shalom Nafshi of Tafshin Nun Beis and Tafshin Ayin Tes, why is so special? So first of all, we have the same setting like it was in the year of Yutes Kislev. When Yutes Kislev will come out on a Tuesday, on a Monday night on a Tuesday. So next week, Monday night, Tuesday is Yutes Kislev. So that's the connection. And that's one thing. Then the Rebbe added a very Geshmaki Inyan that the Shaykhs of Pada B'Shalom Nafshi to Yud and Kaf Kislev is also Mitzad Chodesh, because the Pashat, it's because the Alter Rebbe said that, because we spoke about this last week, Pada B'Shalom Nafshi was not said in the Tehillim of the day. The Tehillim of the day is Kapitel Tzadik for Yutes, any Yutes of the month, for the 19th day of the month. So the Tehillim that is said it's in the 10th day that we say Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. But since the Alter Rebbe said it because it was Tuesday, so it's in Tuesday's Yom of Tehillim for those, if you split Tehillim according to the days of the week. But the Rebbe says it's also Shayach to the day of the month, because when you take the day of the month of Yud, in a Yud you have two Yuds, because in a Yud you have a Vav and a Daled that makes another Yud. Together makes a 20, which 20 is Chaf Kislev. The Yom Tov of Yutes Kislev spreads over 2 days, Yutes and Chaf. Which Chaf, the Rebbe says, relates to Keser. So that's also connected to Malchus, Keser Malchus, because the king wears a Keser, which is the idea of Shleimus of David Malka Mashiach. So the Rebbe is connecting that the Pada B'Shalom Nafshi is not Stam a Pada B'Shalom Nafshi for Chassidus. We're talking about something that's negayah to us, mamish, waiting for the Geula every second. That Yutes Kislev it's empowered with the tremendous empowerment of the Geula of Mashiach Tzedkeinu, and consequently, as a result of that, the Geula of all of us and the Shechina all being redeemed. In addition to that, the Rebbe says there's a special connection to, because Yutes Kislev can always come out on a Tuesday many years. What is special this year? He says that this year Yutes Kislev comes after the Shnas Pei Tes, because the Rebbe in Nun Beis we were saying Kapitel Tzadik, so it was the Rebbe's 90th year, and it was after the Rebbe says we completed Pei Tes, which if you look in Kapitel Pei Tes, you still see that David HaMelech is being challenged. Mashiach is being challenged. Who is being challenged? How is he being challenged? It says in Kapitel Tes, it speaks about Matzasi David Avdi, B'Shem and Kachi Meshach. You have all the Giluyim, the Eibishter is selecting Mashiach, but still in the end of the Kapitel, you have Ashacherfu Ikvois Mashiach. You have those who make fun of Mashiach. You find those who fight him, those who make fun of those who follow him, and so on and so forth. So that's until Pei Tes. But when it comes, and the Rebbe says, but Pei Tes is Gematria Pada. Pei Tes, 89 is Gematria Pada. So in that year, we've already completed the Pada from all the Inyanim that stand against Mashiach, and we can enter into Shnas HaTzadik, which Shnas HaTzadik is related to, like what does it say in Kapitel Shnas HaTzadik? In Kapitel of Kapitel Tzadik. In Kapitel Tzadik of Tehillim, it speaks about the building of the third Beis Hamikdash. V'noyam Hashem Elokeinu and Ma'aseh Yodenu. What's going to be the ultimate Ma'aseh Yodenu? The construction of the third Beis Hamikdash. So it's already chedos from all the inyanim. It's very, 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 very powerful. So even though the Rebbe said that in Nun Beis, which was Shnas HaTzadik, as I told you last class, that this year is also Shnas HaTzadik, because this year is Shnas HaTzadik from the Rebbe's Chasana. So it's in some way even a deeper Shnas HaTzadik. Okay. So now we will continue inside. Sif Hey. V'yesh lahoysev b'mayla miyuchedes diyutes kislev b'shana zu mitzad hamaylas hashana kulam. B'chlal, there is a Maila in this year, Yutes Kislev. Again, everything the Rebbe said about that year applies to this year, Tafshin Ayin Tes as well, because of the general quality of the year. Shana Zuhu, Shana Shleima. This year is a very complete year. Shecheshvan v'Kislev Shneim Shleimim. Both Cheshvan and Kislev are complete months. Because we said, remember when we learned this on Rosh Hashanah time, that Cheshvan and Kislev can either both be months of 29 days, or one of them can be 30 days and the other one 29, or both of them can be 30. And this year, both of them are 30 days. And that's called a Shana Shlema, a complete year. Gam Shana Tamima, it's also a Tamimistic year, another wholesome year, because we add Shanaisa B'Chodesh Ibur, because we add a 13th month, which makes the moon be equal to the sun, in which creates the longest possible Jewish year. It's 365 days in the calendar. This year is the highest amount of days. Misper Yamim Achi Gadol V'Shalom, which is the greatest amount of days possible. Ribu V'Shleimus HaMisper Binyana Makshur B'nei Yisroel. Since it's a Jewish year, so it's a riboy. It's a increasement and a perfection in inyanim that are connected to Bnei Yisrael, to Yidden, and in Torah mitzvahs. That means regarding to Jews and Torah mitzvahs, there's a lot. It means this year there's a lot of tefillins, there's a lot of extra davenings, there's extra mitzvahs, because we're filling the year up with Yiddishkeit and Torah mitzvahs. So Lloyd actually b'Vishleimus, which is not only indicative, it's not only symbolizing a riboy, an increasement and a perfection in quantity, but also in quality. Because as you increase the quantity, you increase the quality as well. On the contrary. The reason why this year has the most days is because this is qualitatively a very high quality spiritual year. So it translates, in a sense we might say that the energy of this year is so powerful, in quality, it is so intense, it is so powerful, a regular amount of days could not facilitate to be a keli. Time and space of a regular year would not be able to facilitate the bracha. So you need to add another 30 days and increase the days to be a bigger keli, to be mekabel, the echos of the energy of this year. And from the echos comes the ribuy and the shleimus in kamos. If that's the case, so everything that happens this year, every element related to the Jewish people, is in a manner of extra shleimus. When it's understood, all in yanim of this year, and ba'ofen shel shleimus atmimus, are in a manner of perfection and wholesomeness. Especially something like Yutes Kislev. The Inyan that it should be pada b'shalom. Shalom gam eloshen shleimus. That shalom doesn't only mean in peace, but shalom also means in a complete way. Which, as we're saying now, that this year is a very shleimustig year. Hu b'tachlis hashleimus. This year it's in its highest, most perfected way, within perfection. Zois va'oid. To add to that even more. It is known the Rosh Tevis of the year. This year should be a year of wonders and everything. And everything. Beginning and primarily in the Inyan of the Geula. In that Inyan it should be in a flois bekoil. And a Shnas Geula should be to every single Yid. Which is also roimiz on the shleimus of the bracha of our fathers, bakoil mikoil koil, k'moshe oimrim b'birchas hamazon b'gematria kabetz. That it says in what's it called again? When we say bakoil, it reminds us of benching. When we say bakoil mikoil koil, which the Chassam Sofer says, the Rebbe brings from the Chassam Sofer that bakoil mikoil koil, which we say in benching, is gematria kabetz. It is associated with kibbutz galiyos. It's gematria 192. It emphasizes this idea of pada b'shalom nafshi. What's the idea of pada b'shalom nafshi? Sha'akadosh baruch hu mekabetz as kol b'nei Yisrael. Since it's shnas niflo is bakoil, and bakoil reminds us of bakoil mikol koil, which is gematria kabetz. So what's the inyan of pada b'shalom nafshi? Is that even though we're in a state of birabim, the Eibishter is mekabetz. He unifies us all. It's kol b'nei Yisrael makom v'koymes pizureim. The Eibishter finally, once and for all, gathers us from all the places where we've been scattered. Mefuzar and mefoyed beina amim, which is that's the idea that we spoke last week, and again we reviewed it this week. Birabim. It's the idea of birabim. The Eibishter takes us out of the state of birabim and unifies us into a state of echad, kamashakasav, like it says in the pasuk. V'atem to look to, you will be picked la'achad achad b'nei Yisrael, every single yid. Or maybe as kulam yachad, the Eibishter brings all the yidden together, kimetzias achas, to be one single entity, l'makam achad, to one place, la'eretz asher einei Hashem lekecha b'mereishas hashana dachar shana, to the land where the Eibishter is, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, again, a singular oneness, that it's always, there's a constant. And where? That's in Eretz Yisrael, Yerushalayim HaKodesh, Lahar HaKodesh, the holy mountain, the Beis HaMikdash, to the Beis HaMikdash, LaKodesh HaKadoshim, to the Kodesh HaKadoshim, Sheboy Nimtzas Even HaShiyah, in which the cornerstone is to be found, which is the singular point, that's the nucleus of the entire creation. Again, the emphasis that from Riboy, from many, we're all unified and joined together into the point that is indivisible. That's the Even HaShiyah. And that's the singular point of Achdus. Shememenu hushtas ha'olam, which from there the whole world was founded on. Nekudas ha'achdus t'chol ha'olam em yechidish ha'olam. The point of unification of the entire world. First the Eibishter is makabitz all the Yidden, but to an Even HaShiyah, in which, in the Even HaShiyah, where the entire world is unified with yechidish ha'olam, with the Eibishter. The Noisef was in addition to this. And that's connected to this year because Bakoil gives you the indication on the empowerment of this union of kabetz. The Noisel is in addition to that. There are many, many great things in this year. Like everybody knows and sees themselves with many, many things, that occurrences that happen to him. Already a portion of them in the middle of the year. Basically, the Rebbe is saying, take a look in your life, see how many good things happened to you already this year of miracles. And every single one of us is preparing ourselves to add in matters of Torah Kedusha Shamaylam B'Kodesh, which always require us to increase. We go from strength to strength till we will be seen by the Eibishter in Zion. Like every single Yid requests and hopes and is certain, we await his coming every day. The Eibishter will fulfill the requests of his heart. It means of every single Jew. How much more so when we're asking the Eibishter together with many Yidden. Asarim Yisrael, 10 Yidden, Berabim hoyimodi. Berabim with a minion. Is the zicher, it's definite that the Eibishter fulfills the requests of our hearts. The Eibishter redeems us all from the Galus to the Geula. There's all the reason why it should happen already that year, Tafshin Nun Beis, and of course that applies this year as well, because it's Tafshin Nun Beis plus 26 years, or 27 years. Let it be that every single one of us amongst the Jewish people, we should accept upon ourselves a good hachlata, to increase in Torah study, and in davening, and in gemilas chasadim, and acts of goodness. Which is, these are the three things that are mentioned in the Gemara that are related to pada b'shalom nafshi. The Rebbe says to add on more, to add even more compared to the Haisafa that he accepted upon himself in this day. Even if you accept it already, take upon yourself even more. Like is emphasized in the Yom Tov that's in the end of Kislev. Which Yom Tov is that? In continuation to Yutes and Kaf Kislev comes the next Yom Tov, Yemei Chanukah. Chanukah teaches us that we can't be satisfied. We always have to increase. Adding more and more and more. In these generations. In our generations, it became a simple minhag by every Jew, because really the Gemara says that it's only mahadrim and mahadrim, only those who want to do mitzvahs on the highest way, that they will do this, that they add every day another one. Like this, you can yotzi your mitzvah of Chanukah by lighting one candle every day. But we don't do that. In today's days, it became a minhag for all Yidden. That every single day we're in a constant state of increase. Not only inside your house, the chiddush of a Yid's increase is not only the increase deep inside, and the pnimistic inyanim in your own space, but you're adding more light to the outside. To the outside. The main ashpa goes outside. The reason you're lighting Chanukah from the very beginning, even though you're doing it indoors, is to publicize the miracle outdoors. We should begin immediately. The Rebbe says we're going to add more tzedakah now. In addition to the tzedakah we've given already throughout the day, we add on even more. Yom Segula, a special day. The mitzvah of tzedakah brings the geula closer. It emphasizes even more the inyan of pada b'shalom nafshi. Okay. And the Rebbe brings on the bottom in 65 an interesting order, the Antanya and Geras HaKodesh Siman Daled, where the Alter Rebbe explains how Ein Yisroel Negolim Elo B'Tzedakah, where the Eidah Shimas HaTzemach Tzedek ala Pasuk, the Shimas of the Tzemach Tzedek on the Pasuk of, I think he means the Pasuk Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. Sheyeshimayla Yaseda B'Schuyois D'Gemilas Chasadim L'Gab B'Shar Zchuyois. There is an extra advantage to the merits of acts of kindness compared to other merit. You can have merit through Torah study, you can have merit. There's an extra. Kivin sheyesh ben beis bechinas toiv. Tzemach Tzedek says that in Gemilas Chasadim you have two types of good. Toiv l'shamayim and toiv l'briyos. Good, so it's basically double credits. Every act that you're doing has double power because you're being good to the Eibishter. You're doing a mitzvah that God wants you to do. You're also being good to people. So it has double credits. So it has extra power. And the Rebbe and the Tzemach Tzedek adds, the Rebbe brings in the Ha'ara to the Ha'ara. Look at the bottom. V'sham shezeu gama pidish de berabim hoyu imadi. Rabim loy nemar ela birabim b'shvil rabim shehetiv l'rabim. Because it's birabim also means because David HaMelech is saying because he's done good for the masses, because he did good for people. Hoyu imadi, that causes the Eibishter to be with him, and that added to what? To pada b'shalom nafshi. V'oid v'hu ikar. Last parak. And the main thing, and this is the ikar, immediately, instantly, let it be already pada b'shalom nafshi. Every single year, the standing in modi, im David Malchus Mashiach, with David HaMelech. V'im HaKadosh Baruch Hu, stands with the Eibishter. Padani and Leo Lobanai mi bein umas ha'olam. He redeemed me and my children from the umas ha'olam. Ubefrat b'yameinu eila. Particularly in our days, this is a very unique expression of the Rebbe, Yemoisa Moshiach, days that are already considered to be the days of Moshiach. Shebehem nimtzoim achshav. Do you remember how much the Rebbe fought against the concept of Eschalta de Geula, to say that anything that was going on pertaining to Israel and all the things that it should be called Eschalta de Geula, even after the 6-Day War, and the Rebbe was so adamant not to call it Eschalta de Geula. And here the Rebbe refers to our days, Yemoisa Mashiach Shabem Nimtzam Achshav, that we're already in Yemoisa Mashiach. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and I have to really do further research in this, if that means that we are already in Eschalta de Geula, or we can differentiate between Yemoisa Mashiach and Geula. Then regarding the Geula, is it possible to say that the Geula hasn't started yet and we're still in Golas? But in B'tzat Sheni, we entered already in Moisa Mashiach. I'm not sure. It's something that needs further clarification. Let's see how Order 66. As discussed many times through the Kavod Kedushas Marachami Adnan, the Friedrich Rebbe said, we've already ended. We finished everything of V'gamav Kaftoid, and we finished already polishing the buttons. Oh, take a look. I'm questioning and I'm making answer to Titus over here. The Rebbe says openly. We have to open up the eyes. We see the Geula is already here. And it's interesting. Not stam a little bit of the Geula. Hagula hamitis v'ashleim is already here, but pashtas. V'chol b'nei Yisroel b'nei Mizakenu. We have to open up our eyes and see it. U'b'nereinu b'zkenenu b'vaneinu u'b'neiseinu muchanim b'chol ha'pratim. And our youngsters, elders, children, daughters, everybody's already prepared with all the details. U'prati pratim, and the details of the details. Legeshes alahasei v'lashulchan. We're ready to approach and to sit down by the table. Zugein und setzen sich zum Tisch. To approach and to sit down by the table. Shulchan arach b'chol ha'matamim b'chol tuv. A table that is set with all delicacies and all good. Heichum in Yane Geula, it has all the elements of the Geula. Leviyasin v'shayr aboyer. We have the Leviyasin, we have the Shei Rabor, V'yayin HaMeshumar, V'oid V'ikr, L'das Es Hashem. We have a table filled of L'das Es Hashem. Mola Oretz Deyos Hashem K'mayim L'yamachas. Ube Pashtis. Sheteikov Miyad Mamish. Instantly, immediately. Nasa Hemshach Techol Inyanim Elu Bartzeinu HaKadoshim. Becomes the continuation of all these Inyanim in our holy land. Adu, in other words, now we start over here, but in a minute, instantly we continue in the holy land. Adu Amanana Shemaya, we fly with the clouds. Umoisav Oilach Bartzeinu HaKadosha Atzman, in Eretz Yisrael itself, we increase Yeilchu Mechayel El Chayel from strength to strength. Yerol Elokim B'Tzion, L'Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh, L'Har HaKodesh, L'Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. In there itself, we go up to Yerushalayim, to the holy mountain, to the third temple, the third Beis HaMikdash, Mikdash Hashem Koinen Yadecha. Sheberuchnius Kvar Banu Meshuchlo. Beruchnius, it's already completely built. V'tzrichim Rak Sheyigala, all that is needed is it should be revealed. V'yavai B'Poyelo B'Pashtus. It has to come down B'Pashtus. U'lekodesh HaKadoshim. And to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So much more, not just into the Beis HaMikdash, but into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. HaPnimis, Tzion Yerushalayim, the Beis HaMikdash. Which the Kodesh HaKadoshim is the Pnimius. It's the Tzion. Tzion is the inside of Yerushalayim. V'sham Yeshua Yisharem Es Panecha. And over there we will see directly the Eibishter. Yeira Es Panei Avaya Lekecha. Shemiskayemes B'Poyel B'Kashas El Sheyakov Kol Echad V'Echad B'Yisrael. It is fulfilled, the Bakasha of Yaakov. And Yaakov really is every single Jew, because every Jew is called Yaakov. Leishev b'shalva, to finally sit in tranquility. The Iker. And the main thing, Shle Ikvan Ke'erev Ayin, the Eibusha doesn't hold us back even like a blink of an eye. V'teikuf v'miyad, and instantly Kol Echad Marabitz Boy, everybody can show with their finger. V'oyimer Hine Zeh HaMelech HaMashiach Ba. Behold, here he is, Melech HaMashiach, he is coming. V'hine Elokeinu Zeh. Kivinu loy v'yoishienu. And this is our Eibishter, we waited for him. V'yoishienu zahavaya kivinu loy. This is Hashem that we hoped for him. V'gilu v'nismechu b'shuasei. We will rejoice in his salvation. Pa'amim zeh. We will say 2 times zeh. Keflayim l'tashiyah. Take off a miyad mamash. May it happen right now. If you forgive me over here, I'm going to take a moment. As I said, I didn't get a chance. I just grabbed and learned. I didn't get a chance to prepare this correctly. Instead of learning the new to start already Parshas Vayeshev, we're not going to do that. But instead, I have another idea. I'm going to step away a second. I'm very interested in what the Rebbe is being mitzayin. When the Rebbe says, Yidden are going to say, Hinei zeh HaMelech HaMashiach ba. Okay? So the Rebbe is mitzayin, look in Shir HaShirim, Hinei zeh ba. So the Rebbe is adding the words HaMelech HaMashiach. So the Rebbe says the word Hinei zeh ba comes from Shir HaShirim. But the Rebbe says, look in Shir HaShirim Rabba ala Pasuk. So I think that there is something exciting on this Pasuk. But as I'm sitting right over here, I don't have a Shir HaShirim Rabba in front of me. So I'm going to take a minute, stay on the line. I'm going to go get a Medrash Rabba. I'm going to check this up and see what the Medrash says. And that's going to be the conclusion of today's class. So give me a minute. Okay, so I'm back over here. Let's see, Shir HaShirim, where is it? Pasuk Perek Beis Ches. Okay, so we're on Beis. Here's Yud Ches, Yud Aleph, Ches, Ches, Ches. Sometimes the Maram HaKaimis are sometimes a little off. See if I can find it. This is all. Hold on over here. It's definitely not here. Oi. I think this is, for some reason, I feel there's a gem over here. And I want to find it. Give me a second. Let me take a look at a siddur at Shir Hashir. See where the pasuk is Hine Zeba. So give me a second here. Okay, so that's the pasuk, and it's much after. That's what it is. It's on pasuk ches, but it's not the perek ches. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. Koil doidi hine zeba. Okay, here we are. Koil doidi hine zeba. Rabbi Yehuda ben Nachman Rabbi calls it zeba za Moshe. Okay. Oh, here we go. Reb Chunya b'shem the Gemara darshans, the Medrash darshans, Hine Zeba is referring to who? The pasuk says, Koil doidi Hine Zeba. So the Medrash says there's an argument between a few of the Chachamim. Rabbi Yehuda and Nechemya v'Rabbanan. Rabbi Yehuda says it's referring to Moshe Rabbeinu, and he explains it. Rabbi Nechemya says Kol Doidi Hine Zeba is also referring to Moshe Rabbeinu, and different explanation. Rabbanan say also Kol Doidi Zeba Za Moshe. Fine. Then it says Rabbi Yudin v'Rabbi Hunya. Rabbi Yudin b'Shem Rabbi Elazar ben Noisha Rabbi Yosi Aglili. Rabbi Hunya b'Shem Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Oyma they say differently. Koyel doidin is abaz a Melech HaMashiach, referring to Melech HaMashiach. B'shashu oimeli Yisroel b'chodesh hazatem nigolim, when he comes and tells them, in this month you're redeemed. Oimrim loy eichanu nigolim, how are we redeemed? V'loy kvar nishba kadosh baruch hu mishabedenu ba'ayin umais. Hashem swore that he's going to enslave us in the 70 nations. And we haven't yet been by all the 70. V'hu meshivan shtei tshuvas, v'oimelam echad me'em, goyle lebarav, Ravriya, the echad mem goyle l'smataria, doima k'moshe galisa kilchem. One of you I'm sending to Baravia, and one of you I'm sending to Smartaria, whatever, and it's as if all of you went everywhere. And this is what Melech HaMoshiach says to who? To the Jewish people when they say, how can we be redeemed? Now the Rebbe in many places brings this inyan regarding the Shluchim. The fact that the Shluchim are sent around the entire world, and it's amazing. And who sent them? And they're sent, and they're Yoitza, the Inyan, that didn't have to be across the entire world. And that's the answer that Melech HaMashiach answers the Jewish people. V'loy eid, esha Malchus azois mechteves turnaya mikol ha'olam mikol umma v'umma. What does that mean? This nation receives taxes from the whole world. So when you're meshubet to this nation, it's as if you're meshubet to the whole world. Kuti echad oy beravia echad ba meshabet bechem ki gon shabat bechem kol mosam ki ili nishbat ba'ayin umas u'b'chodesh hazeh atem nigalim adoz chodesh alachem reish chadash. Okay, so this is that. That's what the Rebbe is mitzaying, that they're saying Hine zeh melech HaMoshiach ba. Okay, we're going to leave it by here. And Be'ezus Hashem, we have to figure out next week when we're going to do it. Could be Wednesday night might work. I'm just going to be in touch and make sure to tune in to make sure that we get that. All right, everyone should have a Gezunta week, and it should be, we shouldn't have to even talk about when next week is going to be, because as the Rebbe said, we should already way before that be celebrating Yerushalayim and the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. May it be taken from a yad mamish now, mamish. All the best, everyone.